Hello all and welcome back. I hope you're doing really well. Thank you again for the recent love and support on yesterday's video and the subsequent ones. Obviously, a lot of you are very engaged with the Hedera ecosystem at the moment and are excited about Stader's staking platform. Tons of questions I've been answering over the last sort of week or so regarding the platform. Hoping that I've given you enough information regarding that. Yesterday's video was my last one for a little while now, completely touching on the platform in general. I will just have a quick touch at some more common questions that I've seen in this video regarding the platform. However, I want to focus a little bit more today on SaucerSwap within the ecosystem. I think we're gearing up to potentially see an announcement come out from them as the required HIPs that they were looking for, the Hedera improvement proposals, have just gone live on the testnet, I believe. So they look like they're getting quite close to having everything in place in order for them to potentially launch. Obviously, none of this is confirmed at all, and it's all complete speculation by me. However, I do think they are very, very close, especially seeing as we have other DEXs on the horizon that appear to be developing at quite a rate. SaucerSwap has had a large head start over them, and I still believe will be the first to go live, particularly with a very sort of complete package from the get-go rather than doing a staged launch. I think they're just going to dive headfirst straight into the ecosystem, which is going to be brilliant for all of us. Like I said, stay tuned for the rest of the videos. There's a lot more information on that. That being said, if you're new here and you like Hedera, crypto in general, and sort of related projects, or you own HBAR and you want to keep up with the sort of information regarding the ecosystem development, please make sure you subscribe to this channel. I put out tons of different content. I tend to do a video every day. I have done a video every day for the last sort of 3 months now. So a decent amount of dedication to the Hedera space in general. Let's just jump straight into the market overview. So following on from yesterday, continued sort of bleed out in general across the markets. As I mentioned, I'm still averaging into these positions now. XRP, for example, I'm starting to build up my position again. I'm still buying as much HBAR as I possibly can. I don't think we're going to see prices that we're currently at for quite some time, if at all ever again, after we do see a breakout, which at this point is inevitable based on the development we're seeing within the ecosystem. Talking about the Fear and Greed Index, obviously I mentioned that it's a lagging indicator. I think this has just been displayed now. We've seen a 5-point jump from extreme fear of 20 to 25. As I mentioned previously, these are typically good places to buy if you're long-term in the market, and the greed zones, or the up towards the yellow and green when we hit greed, is a good time to sell when you're in extreme greed. Take some profit off the table and then look to reinvest when you head back down into extreme fear. It's kind of what I do on the macro play. However, everyone's different, and obviously you need to do your own research. Some seriously bullish news from the macro space again for crypto, as Nexo and MasterCard have just launched their world's first payment, crypto-backed payment card. So this is absolutely amazing to see. Obviously, we're starting to see a rollout from challenger platforms like PayPal and Block, for example, regarding crypto payments and crypto assets or digital assets within the wallets they have. However, this is one of the first sort of mainstream crypto-backed payment cards that we're going to be seeing. Latest move by crypto and incumbent financial networks to join forces as digital assets become more mainstream. Nexo said the card, available in selected European countries initially, allows users to spend without having to sell the digital assets such as Bitcoin, which are used as collateral to back the credit granted. This is quite similar, I think, to how Crypto.com's crypto card works. So nothing too new there. However, of course, it is being backed by MasterCard in tandem with Nexo. So obviously a lot more users potentially that can have access to this. We can see here the crypto-backed credit card line can be used by 92 million merchants worldwide where MasterCard is accepted. So if a store or a e-commerce site can accept a MasterCard, you will be able to use this crypto-backed card, and this allows investors to spend up to 90% of their fiat value of their crypto assets. So this is fantastic to see. There are no FX fees for up to 20,000 euros a month as well, which is brilliant. And the interest remains at 0% for customers who maintain a loan to value ratio of 20% or below. So really great opportunity for MasterCard to move into the crypto space and for us to see crypto payments become more mainstream. Bullish news in general. Flicking over, if any of you guys follow me on Twitter, I urge you to do so. Just sort of recently got past 500 followers, which is brilliant to see. I've just tidied up this graph a little bit more and tried to break down the different phases of the state of staking. So this is the relationship of the total value locked versus return. So as we can see on the x-axis, as the total value locked in HBAR increases over time, you will see a reduction in the APY. Now, what's obviously slightly different about this is how the emission rates work based on the inequality of ranges for total value lock. So phase one, we can see here, we're now in phase one. This has a minimum APY of 54.75%. So as the total value locked increases on the x-axis, obviously the APY drops until you hit this threshold where you cross over into phase two. The APY will then spike back up for a short period of time. Total value locked increases, and then that continues on. At the end of phase two, the minimum APY that you will see is 45.63%. And then as you head into phase three, once we surpass, I think it was 400 million HBAR, double check that figure on the website linked below, the article that Statr put out. Phase three's APY becomes variable because then it becomes a calculation of the sum of previous emissions taken away from the 50 million tokens they've received from the HBAR Foundation, divided by the number of days left up until a date in June or July. Again, I can't quite remember the specifics from the top of my head. However, this hopefully shows you that realistically, we're probably still looking like we're going to see some very healthy double-digit APYs over the long term. And that's obviously why I'm incredibly bullish on the platform. They may not obviously stay at these crazy levels of above 50% for a long period, but I do see them staying around 15 to 20% for a long period of time, which is great to see. And if you've got HBAR that you're holding on to for a considerable period, why not earn some additional APY? That being said, there's been lots of questions as well about the how you receive your rewards in your wallet. A lot of people seem to be concerned that they don't seem to see their HBARX balance going up in their wallet. And I've said this, I've replied to so many different messages, I thought I'd cover it in this video. It's all governed by the HBARX to HBAR exchange rate. So when you mint or you purchase HBARX tokens, let's say you purchased them early, so you got them at a rate of 1-to-1. So 1 HBAR was worth 1 HBARX. So if you bought 1,000 HBARX tokens, you paid 1,000 HBAR. Now, when the staking or the Unstake feature becomes available later this year, that is when you will receive all of those compounded rewards in one go. So that being said, if you bought 1,000 HBARX tokens, we can multiply that out by the exchange rate currently to work out what you'd get once you unstake. So you can see there, after the period, if I could unstake now, I would then receive 1,002.3 HBAR back from those initial 1,000 HBAR tokens. That is your APY. That is how your rewards work. You will not see your balance increase in your Hashpack wallet. You will see the exchange rate increase over on the Statr interface. Hopefully that clears some of that up for you guys. Moving on and quickly talking as well about payment processors. One of the largest payment processors in the world, FIS, is now also enabling capital market clients to trade, borrow, and lend Bitcoin. Again, this just furthers that mass adoption narrative that we're seeing. Every single day I seem to post a video, there is more and more news about the wider financial markets and incumbent businesses either accepting crypto payments or starting digital asset teams for their businesses to look to the future. If this doesn't spell or say the writings on the wall, I don't know what does. Like I said, I've been putting videos out daily for nearly 3 months at this point, or slightly over 3 months. And nearly every single one of those videos has some piece of information about a business, about a government, about a company looking to facilitate crypto in some form or way. This is definitely the future, and we are massively early. We can also see here as well, in terms of the traditional equities markets and all that capital sloshing around in, say, pension funds and investment banks. BlackRock's CEO has also said they're increasingly seeing interest from clients to invest their money in crypto. I think it's only a matter of time until we see a spot ETF. A spot ETF would mean that the exchange traded fund is backed by Bitcoin. Every time someone buys the ETF on the equities market, the underlying Bitcoin asset has to be bought as well to back the fund. This would see incredible amounts of demand for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in the space. the market caps of several trillion then become completely viable. Don't forget, pension funds and investment firms have trillions upon trillions of assets on their balance sheets that they could deploy into these new markets, the crypto markets, at will as soon as these types of funds become available. It's definitely one to watch. Moving on and talking again about Hedera, I wanted to just quickly talk some more about SaucerSwap in general on the platform. Quickly wanted to point your attention back to the NFT collection. There's now only 211 strong nuclear NFTs remaining, i.e. only 211 complete sets that can be bought. If you guys are interested, obviously, in this, there is a video on my channel. I'll try and leave it linked down in the description somewhere, showing you guys how to navigate this platform and actually purchase the NFTs. However, I also wanted to talk more about the platform's launch and also the tokenomics, as there was a great Discord post over from their server. Here is a comment from 𝗟𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗥𝗥𝗔𝗟𝗦 over on the Discord server after someone said, "I wonder how long after launch we can use HBARX on SaucerSwap." And 𝗟𝗘𝗙𝗘𝗥𝗥𝗔𝗟𝗦 replied immediately. So as soon as SaucerSwap goes live, they will be supporting the HTS token HBARX. This therefore means you do not have to wait to unstake your tokens in June or July. You will be able to immediately trade your HBARX for, say, Source or some other HTS token over on the DEX once it goes live. This is what I alluded to at the beginning before the platform launched, and this has now been confirmed directly by SaucerSwap, and it's fantastic to see. So you bet I will be showing you guys exactly how to do that and liquidate those HBARXs if you want to, ahead of that Unstake feature becoming available. Really important stuff. Just wanted to touch on this to round up the video as well. This was a source potential price spreadsheet image that was linked in the Discord server. I forget who posted it. However, it's really nice to look at. So I thank you. If maybe you're watching this video, please make sure you put your name down in the description or in the comments. I'll pin it. I'm sorry for forgetting. Now, this is a simulation based on comparable projects across the cryptoverse of what the market cap or the source price could look like once launched. Now, I'm going to ignore Pancake, Uniswap, and the random ones and really focus on SpookySwap, because that is very comparable. And I believe SpookySwap was on the Phantom chain, and I think this is more attainable for SaucerSwap being the first on a sort of somewhat comparable chain. So we can see that SpookySwap has a market cap of $88 million, and if we overlay effectively the circulating supplies, so this is just a release daily over 3 years, different circulating supplies. Don't forget, there's only ever 1 billion tokens of Source. There will never be any more. It's not a inflationary project at all. It's hard capped at 1 billion tokens. If we multiply this out and effectively extrapolate, so let's say 200 million tokens are available at launch in the circulating supply, and somehow SaucerSwap has a market cap of $88 million. What that would then mean is the source price is 0.44 cents. If you owned a complete NFT set and you were claiming Source from the faucet every 8 hours over a period, you might have somewhere around 100,000 tokens. This would see you have I wouldn't call it profit, I'd probably call it revenue, a sort of total yield of $44,000 worth of Source tokens in your wallet. And we can see here, even if nearly half the supply, so 466 million tokens were released into circulation from launch, and we achieved this market cap of 88 million, we could see a total value of close to $20,000. Now, bearing in mind a full NFT set, I believe costs around $2,000 currently. So you can see that there's potential to make an additional $16,000. Of course, this is complete speculation. We have no idea what the circulating supply at release will be over the period, and we have no idea what the market cap will be either. So this is completely a guess, a wild guess. However, this just kind of gives you some numbers and comparisons against similar projects as to where the Source token might go and its potential. Personally, I think it will do very well. Hopefully we can see numbers like this. I think we'll be incredibly happy if that was the case. However, this gives you a bit of an inclination as to what we might see. The last piece of news I wanted to round up this video with is talking about the Hedera involvement with CBDCs. So ANZ Bank, so Australia and New Zealand, they have been testing a stable coin over on Hedera. They're looking to migrate from Ethereum. This is amazing to see. They are also preparing for the $1 to work on alternative blockchains, including Hedera. There are some different financial links here, financial news agency links that I'll post to you. However, they basically stated what we've seen many times from other projects. they are looking to transition to Hedera due to transaction fees, gas fees, and congestion on traditional networks such as Ethereum not being sustainable enough for them to roll out these large-scale solutions. Hedera fits the bill and is the better solution for them in the long term. Hence, they are looking to move across and migrate. Again, incredibly bullish news for Hedera in general, and obviously this being a CBDC implementation, it would be widespread if we saw something like this go live. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope there was some more information here that you've learned. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like, drop a comment if you've got something to say. I do try and reply to nearly every single one of the comments that are put down in the section beneath if I have time. I really appreciate all of your input on these videos. Until then, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.